Hello, I'm Randy here, and we're playing Farming Simulator 15 on World of Farmcraft on the RD Allen multiplayer server, and just myself on here at the moment. And we are going to start harvesting 56, 57, and 55 here that we planted. And we got the Massey Ferguson Combine here, the 9895. We'll get GPS set up here. 12.3. We'll go with it, I guess. The shop, I believe, says 12-meter headers on here, so... Just finished restarting the server here from a crash. Not entirely sure why the server crashed here. It seems like the server likes to do this every few days. It just crashes. Doesn't seem like it has any particular error message or anything that really caused it. Just, yep, every couple of days we're going to crash. Or actually, when I say crash, folks, I should say it shuts off. So yeah, not entirely sure why that is, but anyway. Back in business here, as they say. And we are harvesting some barley here. And we're up in the 2013 section of the map here, by the way. For those of you wondering what section of the map here, this is Haagenstedt from 2013. And this would have been the starter field back in 2013. Now, like I said when I was planting this field, folks, I can remember doing this field quite a few times. And of course, you know, once you got enough money, you went ahead and bought usually the next smallest field here. And then, at least in my case, I bought the field next to us. Be field 55 on this map. That reminds me as well, for Farming Simulator 17, seeing how we're using the Massey Ferguson Combine here. I don't believe this is the number that's in the Farming Simulator 17. I don't remember off the top of my head which number of Massey Ferguson Combine, but there's going to be a couple of Massey Ferguson Combines in Farming Simulator 17. So kind of looking forward to that. Also, as far as the Massey Fergusons go, too, there's a couple of tractors that look very similar to the tractors we have on the server here. Now, keep in mind, folks, I don't have the entirety of the Massey Ferguson pack here. The Massey Ferguson pack is quite a large pack of tractors. I've only got 3 of the Massey Ferguson pack of tractors on here. Just kind of, you know, pick the smaller one and in between one, and then we got the largest one. But yes, I think this is actually probably pretty close to actually what's going to be in the Farming Simulator 17 as well, as far as tractor sizes. Actually, no, I think the biggest one actually might be a little bit bigger than this. I'm not sure horsepower-wise how much it has, but I think it's an 8,000 series. But yes, looks very similar to the tractors we have in the game here, so definitely looking forward to Farming Simulator 17. A lot of new brands of equipment in Farming Simulator 17. Including Challenger, like we already said, Massey Ferguson. Let's see, there's Fendt. Seems like I'm forgetting one of the other ones. Oh, Valtra. Yes, there's Valtra tractors as well. Okay, just about got the small field here done. Definitely doesn't take too long to harvest this field with this size of combine. And this header, by the way, it's, what did I say, 12 meters. So it's not as big as the biggest headers that come with the game here. Those are like 13.7. Whereas this is only 12. Now it is nice because it does actually fold up or unfold. So you can transport it behind the combine there. You don't have to actually get a header trailer. That is really nice. And I don't know if we'll get that far this episode or not, but I was actually maybe considering baling this straw or picking it up. Either way, not sure. The straw sell point's the little dark brown shed right there, so... Yeah, the pipe on this combine really throws the grain out, at least the way it's animated anyway. Okay, next field. Field must be over just a little bit here from the GPS. Anyway, we'll see if we can read a couple comments here from the last couple of episodes. I know I got a lot of comments, people guessing how many bales we will be getting on Oklahoma there. And for those of you who have not seen the Oklahoma series, we are baling Field 6, which I believe is the second largest field on that map. We are baling it. We got alfalfa. Going to see how many bales we get on that field. I don't really have a guess myself, folks, other than to say it's going to be a lot. It's probably going to be, I'm guessing somewhere in the 10 to 20,000 mark, which is actually where a lot of you people guessed as well. Jeffrey was saying, I'm glad you did this map single player. Otherwise, you would have been done with it by now if you did multiplayer. That is true. Most of the multiplayer maps seems like they don't last much more than 2 to 4 weeks. Depending on what they are. Pleasant Valley Rivers, for example, and Pleasant Valley obviously lasts a little bit longer, a little more to those maps. But most of the maps, like World of Farmcraft here, tend to last, you know, like I said, a couple weeks at the most, and then we're on to another map, which is kind of fun because it does keep it moving, obviously. You know, we're always trying new maps, getting new mods, which is always fun. Okay, and we're back and joined by Rasmus. Okay, in comments, Dwayne says 15,000 bales. Saban says 20,000 bales. Something tells me, folks, if I have 20,000 bales on that field, there's going to be a problem, but we'll see once. If we kill Oklahoma, I guess we kill Oklahoma. T. Jocks was saying, I'm going to guess you have over 9,000 bales. Ewan says 8,500, give or take a few hundred. I think I would go with a few thousand on that one. Hampus says 865 bales. Pretty sure we'll get more than that. Timothy says 192 bales, which begs the question, if you watch the episode, you'll realize we actually made way more than 192 bales already, just from the small little bit we did. Sean was saying 3,500 to 4,000 bales. Kip Flay was saying you will get 5,241 bales. Very interesting number. I like that guess. The gaming pair was asking, are you from Texas? No, I am not. Try the opposite side of the country, like Michigan. Looks like I maybe should have shifted the GPS course over here a little bit. Or are we going to finish the last little bit here? No, I'm not. Guess I should have shifted it over there. We had about that much overlap on the that side of the field there when we started. Oh well. I don't know that I really need any help. Oh, looks like he found it already. Okay. So I don't know that I really need any help up here, but yes, if he wants to drive the truck, that can work. Looks like we are actually almost full here, 96%. Definitely got a little more off of this field than we did the first field there. Patrick was saying 9,882 bales. Maddie was asking, how is your PC so good at keeping hold of all them tractors on your game? Well, I do have a rather good GPU graphics card. I got the EVGA 980. And then probably the CPU helps as well. I do have an Intel Core i7 6-core CPU, so I'm sure that probably makes a difference there for hired workers and whatnot. Now, as you folks probably seen from the frame rate there I showed towards the end of last episode, I believe it was, we were definitely suffering from a pretty good frame rate loss there. What were we down to, like 15, 17 frames or something like that, just from the just from what we had on the field so far. So yeah, definitely taking a hit there on the frame rate. I'm not sure if that's actually from all the bales though or not, because at that point we really did not have that many bales on the field. That might just be from the alfalfa laying on the field that actually might be causing that. So it actually might get better as we bale the field. Possibility anyway. Okay, that does it for that field. On to the bigger field now. And like I said, if we get to it, which I don't think we will, maybe we'll pick up the straw here as well. And like I was mentioning there when we planted this field, lots and lots of people back in 2013 wish they could cut these trees down here. I seem to remember there was more trees too around the two smaller fields here. It's possible maybe somebody has cut them down already. Maybe they were on this map. Maybe somebody cut them down, but it seems like in 2013 there were some more trees around the two small fields here, at least from what I remember. And like I said, it's very well possible. I know we've done some logging work on this map, so it's possible somebody's cut them down already, just to make it easier for us over here. Nickel Wood was asking, won't your headlands be messed up when your rakes go north and south? Yes, they will, folks. On Oklahoma there, with the headlands. Obviously, with the headlands, the rakes are going to be going north and south at some point, and those headlands probably won't work. That's just the way it's going to be. So, yeah, not much you can really do about it. We pretty much have to have a headland, at least I believe on the south? No. West. I believe it's the west side of the field. There are some power lines. Actually, I think they're on the south side of the field too, but on the south and west side of the field, there are power lines. So, of course, they will run into those poles if we don't do a headland. Pixel Geeks was asking, are the servers any age? Yes, it is. No age requirements to join the multiplayer server here. The only thing we ask is follow the rules. No matter what age you are, you have to follow the rules. So, Wobbly Gaming was saying, great video. Another person asking here, John was asking, are you concerned about the rakes going north and south during the headland? Obviously, yes, I am, and I'm aware of that. When the rakes go north and south, that part of the raking, the windrows are just going to be messed up. It's probably going to work like 50-50. It's probably going to give about half of the alfalfa. The other half, I'm probably just not even going to bother worrying about it. Or either that, maybe I'll come through with the Crone Swadro. Maybe like set up course play so it just does a couple headlands around the field, and we can clean it up that way or something. I'll see once. Parishka was asking, what is the name of the map and the mods that controls all your tractors? Name of the map, and the case you're asking, is Oklahoma. And the mod that is controlling the tractors is Courseplay. And for those of you not familiar with Courseplay, it's basically a mod that lets you do stuff hired workers cannot do. For example, last episode on Oklahoma, hired workers cannot windrow a field. They cannot bale a field. And that's something where Courseplay will allow you to do that. You first need to generate a course, create a course for it, then you can do it, and basically Courseplay will just simply run the tractor around the course. Just a Belgian Gamer was saying, amazing video. That's a lot of tractors. Yes, it was a lot of tractors. Like I said, I kind of ran out of my tractors there. We got all the 300 horsepower, give or take, tractors available out there, minus the case, which I just did not think looked quite right there, sitting in the midst of the John Deeres. And then we grabbed a couple of our smaller tractors as well there for the Vermeer wheel rakes. Cam was saying, I missed the old videos where you had small equipment. It's now getting out of hand. Technically, I really never had small equipment on Oklahoma. I just had less equipment. We pretty much started Oklahoma right off with relatively large equipment there. We had the biggest combines, well, case biggest combines anyway. I think about the only thing maybe we started small or somewhat small with was the planters. Sim Junkie was saying, oops, wrong screen there. Sim Junkie was saying between 750 to 1,000 bales, and Saban here replied to him, he had over 600 bales on field 12, so you might want to go higher. That's true, folks. Field 12 we had, I don't have an exact count, but somewhere probably between 600 to 800 bales. So keep that in mind. As small as what field 12 was, we probably had somewhere between 600 and 800 bales just on that small field. Ernie was saying, great video, and can you give my YouTube channel a shout out? The name is Ernest. Well, Ernest, well, I guess Ernie, I can give your YouTube channel, Ernest, a shout out. Claude was asking, where's the water trigger for the horses on the Oklahoma map? The water trigger for the Oklahoma map for the horses is just inside the horse barn. So just drive just inside the inside the doors for the horse barn there, and that should be where the water trigger is. Roan was saying for the bales, you will get, I believe this is 1,657,389 bales. Well, folks, I hope I don't get that many bales. That's a lot of bales. Definitely a lot of people guessing between 2 to 5, and a lot of people also guessing like 10 and 20,000. Just my personal opinion, folks. I'm thinking it's going to be in the 10 to 20,000. Maybe it'll be way more. Maybe it'll be way less. I have no idea. Carter was asking, can you do some grain cart driving? We could probably do that on World of Farmcraft here on the multiplayer server. We do have, I think we got one grain cart anyway. That seems like something we don't use very often on the multiplayer server here. You don't see the grain cart getting used very often. Typically, most people just go straight for the truck. Okay, looks like that's most of the comments here for the moment. There are a lot more guesses for the bale counts. I won't bother reading all of them, so I've definitely got a lot of bale count guesses. And we are almost done with Field 55 here. Looks like about another 2 passes, maybe 3. And we're almost full here again as well. Speaking of being full, where is the truck at? Oh, I guess it's not on the list. Hopefully it's not full yet then. Possibly Rasmus emptied it already. I'm guessing anyway, because I would think the truck would have been pretty full by now. Let's see, where are we at on the truck? Yeah, I'm guessing he must have emptied it at least once already. And all the maps, by the way, have a empty spot for them and silos. Pretty much where the original silo locations were on that map, that's where they still are in this game here on the World of Farmcraft. So 2013, where you see the green silos over there, that is the unload location as well as the silo location. And the inventories are all the same, by the way. So if you put wheat in at, say, the 2009 farm, you can go and take it out at the 15 farm. I know that varies from map to map. Sometimes maps have separate inventories on the farms, but this map does have the combined inventory. So what you put in at one farm, you can take out at one of the other farms. Whereas, yeah, like I was saying, there's sometimes on some maps, let's say you put it in at farm 1, it's only going to be available at farm 1. You can't go to farm 2 and take it out at farm 2. Oh, you can see some of the pulleys running in the combine there. Too bad it doesn't look like the belts are moving. That would look really impressive. And it'll be interesting to see how the Farming Simulator 17 combines compare to the Farming Simulator 15 combine here, the Massey Ferguson anyway. This is obviously a modded combine, by the way. But even say maybe the in-game 2015 combines compared to what will be Farming Simulator 17 combines. Be interesting to see how they, how much they graphically improved them. Just from what I've seen so far, folks, it doesn't look like we're looking at any major graphical improvements in Farming Simulator 17. Looks like we're going to be seeing more of the equipment, a lot more equipment, and then some game mechanic changes, basically. Looks like that's going to be the main focus of Farming Simulator 17. Okay, and yes, one last full row here, and it looks like we got about half of a row left to do here. And doesn't look like we'll get to any baling or picking up the straw here this episode. I was kind of hoping we would, but I figured we wouldn't. Obviously, we probably took about half as long to plant the fields, but you can plant the fields at twice the speed at which we can harvest them, so it was the 12-meter Great Plains seed drill we were using to plant these fields with. So, you know, same width, but we just do it twice as fast. That's definitely one mechanic I would be interested in seeing Farming Simulator change. The mechanic for the combines, where it actually affects how much is going into the combine, the speed you can go. So, for example, if you don't fertilize the field, get less of a yield, you can go faster. Whereas if you harvest, or you fertilize the field, when you harvest, you're going to have to go slower. You're going to get a higher yield. And for example, let's say you buy, you know, the little sample here, and you put, you know, the great big header on it. One of, you know, the big headers here. You're probably not even able to go that fast because there's so much material going into the combine. You probably won't even be able to move. I would, you know, like to be able to see that mechanic added to it. Whereas basically right now, other than the grain tank, you can pretty much use the little sample combine with the largest header. And still, obviously, go 6 miles per hour, which is a mite ridiculous. That large of a header on that small of a combine. Okay, folks, and with that, I think we'll wrap up the video here. Just about finished with this field. Just a reminder again, if you do want to join us on the multiplayer server, links are in the description below. We also have a TeamSpeak server as well. Highly encourage, if you are joining us on the multiplayer server, to join us on TeamSpeak. Makes it much, much easier to communicate. And with that, folks, if folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.